Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. And today we are going to be doing a dirty pour geode tutorial, kind of inspired by like green jasper rock was the kind of look that I was going for. Full disclosure, I have never worked with like dirty pour acrylics or fluid art or anything like that. In fact, I've been so intimidated by the whole medium, I just haven't even done anything with it. So when Arteza asked me if I wanted to try out these pouring paints, I was really excited because they're super easy to work with. I didn't have to pre-mix any paint. I didn't have to work with any kind of silicone. I didn't have to do anything crazy. It was so simple. And for like my first and second try, I think I got great results. So I'm still learning. So if I say something crazy in this video that doesn't make sense to you guys who have been doing dirty pours for a long time, be gentle with me in the comments, okay? But I had a lot of fun working with these paints and experimenting, and I hope you guys like the outcome. So there will be a link down in the description box on where you can find this paint set as well as a discount code, so definitely check that out. And of course, you will find a link to our Facebook group, Flynn Sisters Community Group. That's a great place for you guys to share photos of your work and the things you've learned in our tutorials. It's a great place to connect with me also if you guys need some extra help or have extra questions. So definitely join the group if you haven't already. And of course, you will find a link to the Peachy Olive Facebook group. So I know some of you guys have had a hard time with restocks with glitter and things like that and wanting to get notifications. Please join the Peachy Olive Facebook group. That's a great place to find out when she's going to restock colors, if you want to see what other colors look like on cups and things like that. So that is all down below in that description box. A lot of great information down there. All right, so I think that's enough chit chat for me. We're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, we're gonna start this project with a fully glittered and epoxied cup, and you want to have a smooth epoxy layer before we move on to this step. So if you have to do any sanding, get that out of the way before you even start on the paint, and then do one final coat of epoxy before you start on your paint. This way you're not gonna have to do any sanding later and risk scuffing up your paint. The colors that we're using for this project are titanium white, sea green, emerald green, forest green, and Mars black. When I'm pouring my paints, I learned that you're gonna wanna do kind of deeper layers with a good amount of contrast between your colors. The way that you pour your paints into the cup does make a difference with how your project is going to look. For instance, like the first one I did, I picked a lot of different colors that didn't have a lot of contrast, and I did really short, shallow layers, and everything just kind of looked really muddy. There wasn't a lot of cool contrast in the design. So as you can see here, I'm filling up about a third of this 8-ounce clear plastic cup. And again, I'm just doing pretty deep layers between each color. I also forgot to mention that I've got my cup resting on an old can of spray paint, and I have an old plate here that I've covered in tinfoil. All right, so once we've got all our paint colors poured into our cup, now comes the fun part. This was so much fun, you guys. This is called, I think it's called a tree ring pour. And I am just pouring the paint out in a circular motion around the bottom of the cup. I think this look is so cool, and it's so fun to get all different kinds of looks and textures in the design. So I was really excited about this. All right, after I've poured all the paint on, I'm just kind of helping some of it fall off of that rim there. I don't know if this is what I was supposed to do. There was a lot of paint there, so I thought I would just kind of help it fall over a little bit. It also kind of created this cool white pattern around the side. All right, so next I just kind of watched it because it was super entertaining. And after this has kind of had a chance to drip down for about 5 to 10 minutes, I took my torch to it and ran over it with my torch really quick. The purpose of doing that, I guess, is just to pop any kind of air bubbles. It might also create some cells, I don't know. Here with my cup that I used, I'm just kind of going around and helping pull down some of these edges that didn't quite cover the cup. I probably didn't need to do this if I was a little more patient, but I have no patience, so here we are. All right, so just a quick side note, this is the first cup that I did with these paints. This is the bottom of the cup, and I got this look by spraying the cup with this stuff called silicone blaster lubricant, and it created all those cool looking cells. However, I did not like how it looked on the side of the cup. I think because this stuff only really works with these paints if you're using it on a flat surface. So if you wanted to use this product with these paints on like a canvas painting, I think that would look great. It just didn't look that good on this cup. So I left it out of this project, but like I said, you would get great results doing this on a canvas. So I let my cup dry for probably a day and a half before moving on to this kind of geode process. And what I'm doing here is I'm using acetone and a Q-tip to remove some of the paint in flow with the paint design itself. So I'm kind of using the paint as a guide as to where I want to take off some of the paint so that it looks like that glitter coming through is actually part of our dirty pour process, I guess, if that makes sense. So I'm just using a mixture of acetone and rubbing alcohol. I showed you guys this last weekend in our video. Same kind of process. The main difference with these paints versus spray paint is you have to be very, very careful when wiping off your paints. These are glossy paints. They are kind of messy when you're removing them, and it's going to be really difficult for you to get some of that extra paint off of the surface when you're going to clean it up. So that's why I use the Q-tip to kind of like pinpoint where I wanted to remove the paint, and then I'd come in with the paper towel and some rubbing alcohol to clean it up. You also want to be really careful and delicate because it's super easy to remove those top layers of paint and kind of get things looking like messy or muddied up. So definitely take your time with this. It was quite a process with those Q-tips. It was kind of like dipping in the acetone, wiping off a little bit, going back to the acetone, wiping off a little bit, and just building up the acetone in the paint until it cut through all of those layers. So I just kept repeating this process all the way around the cup until I came up with a look that I liked. And then I went back through with just some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel to really clean up those glittered sections. You want to really pay attention to your painted sections as well and make sure that you got off all that excess paint from the top layer. Next, I'm going to go through with my Arteza acrylic paint pens, and I'm just going to use these to kind of touch up some of the paint layers that might have gotten a little messed up when I was doing the paint removal process. This step is totally optional. I think it's actually really kind of extra, but I think it just makes for such a nice, crisp, clean look that really made a difference. So you'll see I'm just kind of going around with my paint pens very delicately and kind of just going back over some of those sections to brighten them up a little bit. All right, and so once I got done with these paint pens, the paint pens will dry right away. Oh, there's my cat. Excuse me, Peachy. Don't worry, I didn't hurt her or anything. All right, so these paint pens will dry right away. However, I did give my cup an extra day to dry before I epoxied it, just to make absolutely certain that that paint was dry. There's a lot of layers of paint on this cup, and it is a glossy paint, so it's gonna take a little while to dry. And I'd rather be safe than sorry, because you do not wanna have like tacky or semi-dry paint under epoxy, because it'll cause problems later. And after my cup was finally dry, I did a layer of epoxy, and then I let that dry for 8 hours. I sanded the rim down really well, and then I did my last layer of epoxy, and we were done. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section. If you guys make one of these for yourselves, please be sure to tag us on social media at Flynn Sisters Boutique. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we will see you on Saturday. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.